Good morning. So we are back with yet another live with Neetu's Academy. This is Anne with you. And today being a Tuesday, we are going forward with a listening acuity live. Every Tuesdays we have got a listening acuity live, where we discuss questions connected to the listening test, listening module, right? So as usual, today also we are going to listen to an audio clip. Along with that, the questions will be displayed, and then we will, after the audio clip is completed, we are going to discuss a number of questions which are there on the screen, or then maybe we'll share the audio script or transcript, and then we will evaluate the answers, right? That is what we do. So today also we are going to follow that same procedure. But even though the process is same, we discuss every day various kinds of questions, various kinds of accented audios, and various forms of communication which happens, which makes you habitual to that kind of actual test mode, right? So before going to that, let me just know that your practice sessions are going well when it comes to all the modules. Listening module also, never take it for granted, because that also requires practice, maybe not rigorously as you're writing and speaking, but yes, listening also you need to practice. You cannot go blank through your actual test. You need to know what that module is, different types of questions are which comes in listening, and so on, right? So before going to the questions or going to the audio transcript, we are going to first listen to the audio clip, which will be playing in a couple of seconds. Along with that, the questions will come on the screen. So you can view the questions, listen to the audio, and at the same time trying to answer them, put it on a comment box. So whenever you see this live video, video, you will be able to answer the same. So let's go to the audio clip.
2. You will hear an introductory talk about a new agricultural. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Welcome to Greenvale Agricultural Park. As you know, we've only been open a week, so you're amongst our first visitors. We have lots of fascinating indoor and outdoor exhibits on our huge complex, spreading hundreds of hectares. Our remit is to give educational opportunities to the wider public, as well as to offer research sites for a wide variety of agriculturists and other scientists. Let's start by seeing what there is to do. As you can see here on our giant wall plan, we are now situated in the reception block here. As you walk out of the main door into the park, there's a path you can follow. If you follow this route, you'll immediately come into the rare breeds section, where we keep a wide variety of animals, which I shall be telling you a little more about later. Next to this, moving east, is the large grazing area for the rare breeds. Then further east, in the largest section of our park, is the forest area. South of the grazing area, and in fact just next to the reception block, is our experimental crop area. In the middle of the park, this circular area, is our lake. These two small rectangular shapes here are the fish farms where we rear fish for sale. To the east of those is the marsh area, which attracts a great many migrant birds. In the southeastern corner, beyond the marsh, is our market garden area, growing vegetables and flowers.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
All these areas can be visited by the general public for almost all the year. Although, please take note of the large signs at the entrance to each area, which tell you when certain areas are being used for particular controlled experiments and are therefore temporarily out of bounds to the public. You can see for yourself what a huge area the park covers, and a key question is always, how can we move around? Well, you have a choice of means, all environmentally friendly. Cars are banned in the park. We have bicycles, which you can hire behind the reception block here. The healthy ones of you can go on foot. And finally, there's our electric tram, powered from solar cells. You find more information about this at the front entrance. A good place to start on your tour is the rare breed section. We keep goats, sheep and hens and other kinds of poultry. We're also thinking of bringing in cows and horses, but we do not as yet have facilities for these bigger animals. The animals are fed in public twice a day, and a short lecture given on their feeding habits and nutritional needs. These are very popular with the public, but of course we mustn't lose sight of the main purpose of having this section, not as such to preserve rare animals, but to maintain the diversity of breeds, to broaden the gene pool for agricultural development. Greenvale changes with the seasons, with different events happening at different times of the year. May will be perhaps our most spectacular month, with the arrival of the Canada geese, and when our fruit trees will be in full blossom. But there are interesting events on all year round. For example, 𝐀𝐝𝐿𝐴, our expert fly fisherman, is currently giving displays on the lake. Each of the sections has its own seasonal calendar, and please consult the summary board at the main entrance. And the final section, as we return to the reception blocks, is the orchard. Do take time to browse round our shop. There's a wide selection of books on wildlife, some of them written by local authors, and the history of farming, including organic farming, something which the park will be diversifying into in the coming months.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3.
Okay, so that was the audio clip which we listened, and along with that the questions were also displayed on the screen. So that is how we normally do, right? Okay, now next is wherein we discuss the questions, and these questions have been taken from section 2. Okay, listening section has got listening test paper has got 4 sections, and this is from section 2. Section 1 is generally a conversation, section 2 is a monologue, then section 3 again a conversation, section 4 a monologue. First 2 sections are general based and then it's academic based, right? So here, now these sections I have taken questions from 11 to 20. Okay, so you can see that the first question number 11, is a multiple choice, right? That is, you have been given a statement, then 3 options are there, and after that you have been told choose a correct answer. That means a multiple choice, single answer. Then we have got questions 12 to 14, which is a map label question. You can see label the plan below, instructions are given, and then there's a plan given or a map given for agricultural park, right? And then you have to label those. There are some labels mentioned which you have to label. And then 15 to 20 are again multiple choice questions. Choose the correct letter A, B or C. Even that's a single answer multiple choice, MCQs, right? So these are the 3 type of questions which we are going to discuss from 11 to 20. So let's start with question number 11. Question number 11, instruction is choose the correct letter A, B or C, either one of them. And the question is, according to the speaker, the main purposes of the park are, and then So the question says the keywords here are about the main purpose, okay, or why the park is built, or what is the use to others or the utility of that park. That is what we have to find out from the audio. And the options given are education and entertainment. Now because this is here, you can see the, according to the speaker, the main purposes. So it's in plural, purposes, and then are, okay. And then they are telling education and entertainment, research and education, research and entertainment. So some of the things are common in the options, like education is common in A and B, entertainment is common in A and C, research is common in B and C, right? So you have to listen. You listen to the audio. These are your keywords: education, entertainment, research. There are three things: education, entertainment, and research. Now let's go to the audio script, wherein we will be able to discuss and find out what is the correct answer for this. Now the audio starts with a greeting, like I'll just go on saying, welcome to Greenvale Agricultural Park. As you know, we have only been open a week, so you are amongst our first visitors. We have lots of fascinating indoor and outdoor exhibits. Now we are looking at the purpose of the park. What is the park providing? Provisions to the people. So they are telling we have lots of fascinating indoor and outdoor exhibits on our huge complex, spreading hundreds of hectares. Our remit is to give educational opportunities to the wider public, as well as is a linker which is used to say something else is also there, like maybe and also, right? So one, they told that our main remit means what remittance is something which we provide. We are providing what? Educational opportunities to the wider public, as well as to offer research sites for a whole variety of agriculturists and other scientists. So here two things are mentioned. What are they remitting to the public? They are giving an opportunity for educational opportunities connected to education to the wider public, as well as offer research sites. They are offering research sites for wide variety of agriculturists and other scientists. So we had three keywords: education, research, and entertainment, right? So first one says education, entertainment. That is not correct. The second one says research and education, and the last one says research and entertainment. So we are looking for education and research. So for the correct answer for 11 will be B, right? Option B is the correct answer for question number 11. Okay? That was not that difficult, I guess, when you listen to the audio. If you take the keywords properly, it was not difficult for you to understand, right? Now, coming to the next question. Questions 12 to 14. Label the plan below. You have got a plan here, and the plan is of an agricultural park. So whenever you get a map labeling or a plan labeling question, all the questions you should not go to the audio blank, especially these questions, because in this you need to label a few things. So it is scattered, things are scattered here and there, right? So you need to understand how you have to look forward. You have to go along with the audio piece. You can see a compass here which is given, right? This will help you to understand the directions. Definitely in the audio they'll be mentioning west, north, east and south. So if you get confused now how to know, like suddenly when you're listening to, this compass will definitely help you. If it is not there, you can make one on your question sheet. You know, when you are listening to or before listening to the audio, you make one roughly, and then it will help you to understand, right? Most of the time it's available. So the instruction says write no more than 2 words for each answer. That means your each label will have either 1 word or 2 words, nothing more than that. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ 1 word ആയിരിക്കും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ 2 words ആയിരിക്കും. അതിനപ്പുറം നമുക്ക് എഴുതാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ ക്ലിയർലി പറയുന്നുണ്ട് വേർഡ് കൗണ്ട് നോട്ട് മോർ ദാൻ 2 words അയക്കാൻ പാടില്ല എന്ന്. ഓക്കെ. So the thing is about agricultural park, the plan, and then they have given some labels already mentioned. We have got label 12, we have got label 13, and we have got label 14 to fill. 3 labels we have to fill. They have given you are here. That means you're going to start from here. The audio piece, the information will start from this position. You are here. That means from here you have to, according to the audio, you have to go reception block from where how the audio tells, from that direction your pencil should move. right? There are some labels which is already given. Reception block is given, rare breed section is given, grazing area is given, experimental crop area is given, marsh area is given, right? This much things are there, and they have also labeled the lake. Okay, the lake has been mentioned what it is. Something inside the lake is what you have to find out what it is. So lake is a keyword. So this was a keyword for you. So when they are speaking about the lake, the label for 13 will be mentioned there. Okay, the other 12 and 14, 12 label and 14 is to the left and right of the area which is marsh. So you can take that as a keyword, right? Something which is both these areas are near to the marsh area. So that is something which can help you. Also 12 is near to the grazing area, right? So these are your keywords which is going to help you to track the location very fast when you listen to the audio without losing focus. Okay, so this much some seconds you have to take, because you get 20-25 seconds to look at the question before the audio plays. So you have to utilize that seconds doing all these things, right? Now let's see what are the answers for 12, 13 and 14. So let's go to the audio script for the same. Okay, we read till here and then starting. Let's start by seeing what there is to do. Okay, as you can see here on our giant wall plan, we are now situated in the reception block. You are there, you are at the reception block, that's already mentioned. Starting from there, here, as you walk out of the main door into the park, there's a path you can follow. Now when you look at the map, you can see, when you look at the plan, you can see that there is a main door which is mentioned, right? And then they are giving a location, they are giving a position there. What, when you walk out of the main door into the park, there is a path you can follow. You can see a wide narrow path which is there, right? You can follow that path. Entrance, there's a small path. So that is where from your map audio is going to go, plan label audio is going to go. So you have to keep your pencil from there and move forward. If you follow this route, you will immediately come into the rare breed section, right, where we keep a wide variety of animals, which I shall be telling you a little more about later. So when you look at the plan, you can see the path is this. When you study the plan, this is the path, and from there you move forward and you can see the rare breed section which is already mentioned here, right? And then they are giving some information about that particular section, which is a distractor, 11 animals and so on, right? I shall be telling you a little more about later. Next to this, moving east. Now there's a compass there which shows which side is east, is this side. So moving east, what is happening is a large grazing area for the rare breeds. So it is mentioned. Then further east. So after that, the further east is the last section of a park, which is the forest area, right? So when we are telling about when you look at this section, rare breed section, okay, and then you are moving, one second, okay, you are moving forward towards east. Now east is this side, as per the compass. So we are moving this side, you have got the grazing area, moving forward for further east. So again east, this is the place what we are going to, and we are reaching this area. So we are looking for this, and they are telling what is it? It is a large forest area. Okay, the largest section of a park, in the largest section of park, the forest area. Okay, so area is already mentioned there, right? You can see area is already mentioned there. So either you can write the forest area or forest area, because you have got an option of writing not more than 2 words. So you can write your answer in 2 words. So either you can write the forest area or you can also write forest area. Okay, so the answer for the same is forest, which is not that difficult if you focus at the audio very clearly and understand the map, if you follow directions. So that done. Now going forward, forest area. Then south of the grazing area, and in fact just next to the reception block, is our experimental crop area, right? So that is something which is a distractor. We are not able to find you don't have anything to find there, but they are telling you what it is. In the middle of the park, this circular area is our lake. You can see a circle there which we saw, and then lake is mentioned there. So that means that is a lake. These 2 small rectangular shapes here are the fish farms. So we are looking for that label. You can see here, this is the lake, which is a circular lake is mentioned, and then they have got 2 rectangular blocks. So what is that? They are the fish farms. So the answer for this is fish farms. Okay, so that is your answer for label 13. Fine. Now remains label 14. Now going forward, okay, where we rear fish for sale. To the east of those is a marsh area. Now we saw the lake, the fish area, fish farm, and then east is this side, the arrow goes this side. We saw already the marsh area, right, which is mentioned there, which is the marsh area. Okay, then going forward, which attracts a great many migrant birds. In the southeastern corner beyond the marsh is our market garden area growing vegetables and flowers. Now that is something which you have to be very careful about. Now here they are telling in the southeastern, there's a thing mentioned. Now south, east, west, north, when they say, it's not difficult for us to understand. Now when it comes to southeastern corner beyond the marsh, that is something which will help you more, right? Beyond the marsh means something after, right? So when you go there, you can see here, and it's quite easy because we have got only one label to do. So marsh area, southeastern, that means southern side of coming to east and coming to south is down. Okay, there you can see this label which you have to fill 14, and they say 14.1 is the market garden. Yes, is the market garden. So that is the answer for the label 14, that is market garden. Okay, fine, not difficult, not that difficult if you pay attention to the directions and if you are able to follow the audio without losing focus. Okay, so that completes the plan label, wherein 12 is forest, 13 is fish farms, and 14 is market garden, which is clearly mentioned as per the audio. Okay, so that completes questions 12 to 14. Going forward, questions 15 to 20, which is again a multiple choice question. We have got 15, 16, 7. We have got 6 questions with multiple choice single answer. Choose a correct answer, correct letter A, B or C. So let's go to the first one. The first one says 15th. When are the experimental areas closed to the public? So the key word is the area is closed. At some point of time, the area is closed for the public. Okay. So experimental area, when it is closed for the public, you have to look. A option is all the year round, 365 days. Almost all the year. That means maybe some days, maybe the days which are open will be very less. A short time everywhere. That's completely contradictory. A very less short time, it is closed. So let's see out of these 3 options which is the correct one for question number 15. Right? And let's go forward. Fine. All these areas can be visited by the general public for almost the year. Now they are talking about all the areas. Okay, all. We are looking for experimental areas specifically. Although is again when something contradictory is going to want some additional information which is different from the other already mentioned one is coming. Please take note of the large signs at the entrance to each area which tell you when certain areas are being used for particular controlled experiments and are therefore temporarily out of bounds to the public. Right? So now this is something here, even though although is given. First they are telling all these areas can be visited by the general public for almost all the year. Then there's a certain although means maybe something is there wherein they may say something about a particular area. Okay, but when you listen to the audio, you'll come to know they're telling take note of the large signs at the entrance to each area which tell you when certain areas are being used for particular controlled experiments and are therefore temporarily out of bounds to the public. Right? So that is here first they are giving almost all the year. This thing is open for almost all the year. That means very few days it will be closed. And then they are telling take note that maybe they are closed for particular controlled experiments. Controlled means in limited period. It won't last long. And are therefore temporarily out of bounds. Temporarily means not for a longer period of time. out of bounds to the public. So when you take this information and when you look at the choices given to you all the year round, you are talking about closed and they are talking about what is open. You have to take care of that. You are looking for when they are closed, and they are giving the information in the audio most of the time when they are open in the beginning. They say it is almost open for almost a year, almost all the time of a year. So when it is closed for a short controlled experiment, in controlled period of time. It is limited period of time. So when you look at that, the option will be a short time every year. Okay, even though you're answering the question is when they are closed, and the audio script is telling what almost all the year it is open, right? So just listen to that. You have got almost all the year in there. So that doesn't mean the answer for this is almost all the year. They are talking about it is open almost all the year. You're looking for when it is closed. So when it is closed, it's for a controlled period of time, for limited period of time. That means a short time every year. So that is your correct answer when it comes to 15th, option C. Okay, a short time every year. Okay, fine. Going forward to question 16, right? How can you move around the park? What is the medium of moving around the park? How? By tram, walking, or bicycle? So now here it is moving around. That means how can you walk around the park, right? Or maybe how can you, not only walking, how can you take a ride in the park? What can you do? You can go by either by tram, walking, or bicycle, by solar car or bicycle, by bicycle, walking, or bus. Now here you can see bicycle is something which is common every year. Bicycle is there in option A, B, and C. All the three options have got bicycle. Tram is in option A, solar car is in option B, walking is common with A and C, and bus is available in C only. So let's see what are the mediums which can help you to, or what are the ways by which you can move around the park. You can have a look at the park. Okay, going forward, you can see for yourself what a huge area the park covers, and a key question is always how can we move around. So directly you have got the word here, how can we move around. Well, you have a choice of means. Choice of means, it's not one, you have got more than one. Choice of means how the methods, right? Okay, all environmentally friendly cars are banned in the park, right? Environmentally friendly cars are banned in the park. We have bicycles which you can hire behind the reception block here. The healthy ones of you can go on foot. Foot means you can walk. And finally there's an electric tram powered from solar cells. You can find more information about this at the front end. There are three ways by which a person can move around the park, clearly mentioned in the audio. Is first is bicycle, you can go on foot, means you can walk. Thirdly, you can use an electric tram. So these three options are available in, when you look, tram, walking, bicycle is given in choice A, right? Walking and bicycle is there in C but doesn't have a tram, right? Bicycle is there in B but walking and tram is not there. All the three are available in A. So your correct answer for 16 is A. Fine. Going forward, the rare breed animals kept in the park include, now this is rare breed animals, okay, who are inhabitants of the park, who are kept in the park, include who? First option says hens and horses, second says goats and cows, C says goats and hens. Now here we have got hens which is common in A and C, goats which are common in B and C. Horses and cows are only available in A and B respectively. So let's see what are those rare breed animals which are kept in the park, and they include what. So when we go forward, a good place to start on your tour is a rare breed section. So that is what we are looking for, a rare breed section. So the moment you hear that word, you should be aware information is going to come. We keep goats. Okay, so one is mentioned, we keep goats, sheep and hens and other kinds of poultry. So they have mentioned goats, sheep and hens. There are three animals which they have told, goats, sheep and hen. But then when you go to a choices, you can see that In option A, it's hens and horses. In option B, it's goats and cows. In option C, it's goats and hens. So sheep is not mentioned anywhere. We don't have to look for that. And the other two are goats and hens, which is mentioned in option C. So the correct choice is C for answer question 17. Okay. Next, 18. What is the main purpose of having the rare breeds section? Now, they are again asking what is the purpose, what is the main purpose, or what is the use, or why is the rare breed section a part of this park, right? So main purpose of having again rare breed section, we are listening to rare breed section only. So what is the purpose of that? First is to save unusual animals. First thing, to save unusual, not animals, it's unusual animals, that means rare animals, right? To keep a variety of breeds, that means keep a numerous breeds, the range. Next, to educate the public. That is entirely different from the animals, right? A different purpose, to educate the public. So let's see what is the correct answer for this particular question. Going to the audio script, you can see. Okay, we are also thinking of bringing in cows and horses, but we do not as yet have facilities for these bigger animals. So that is something which was a distractor, because anyways that is not a part of our question Z, option Z. Now, the animals are fed in public twice a day and a short lecture given on their feeding habits and nutritional needs, right? These are very popular with the public, but of course we mustn't lose sight of the main purpose of having this section. Now, this is where we have to be cautious of, because it says we mustn't lose sight of the main purpose. Okay, before that they told that they are very popular, all those things, why they are doing all these feeding animals and all nutritional habits. We should not lose the main purpose of having this section, which is a rare breed section. Okay, not as such to preserve rare animals, unusual animals, not as to preserve unusual animals that I told, but to maintain the diversity of breeds, to broaden the gene pool for agricultural development. So the main purpose is not for preserving rare animals or unusual animals. But what is the main purpose? But is again a linking word which says the previous information gets disqualified and the coming information is more important, right? Like we say, however, but to what? To maintain the diversity of breed. Diversity means diverse, more than one, right? Diversity of breeds, to broaden the gene pool for agricultural development, right? And we have got an option there which says to save unusual birds, it's clear to do, unusual animals, clearly it is not. To educate the public, not. To keep a variety, that means diversified and diverse range of animals, to maintain their gene pool, right, for agricultural purposes. So that is your correct answer for answer question 18, choice B. Fine. Going forward, what can you see in the park at the present time? So what can you see in the park at the present time? At present, at the present times. Okay, what can you see in the park? First is the arrival of wild birds, fruit tree blossom, a demonstration of fishing. The first thing is arrival of wild birds, maybe migratory birds. Fruit tree blossom, the fruit trees are blossoming, they are ready to give their flowers that time, or a demonstration of fishing. So any three of these options can be the correct one, right? Wild birds, fruit trees, and fishing. So let's go to the choices. The audio script. Audio script like Verimum, you can see green veil changes with the seasons, with different events happening at different times of the year, right? So it keep on changing. May will be perhaps our most spectacular month with the arrival of the Canada geese, and when our fruit trees will be in full blossom, right? So arrival means Canada geese are the migratory birds, maybe they are coming there, right? And then you have got the fruit trees, that is will be blossoming there. But they are talking about a particular month, May. So going forward, but there are interesting events on all around, all year round. For example, John Havers, our expert fly fisherman, is currently giving displays on the lake. So here the word, now they are telling all the three options are mentioned. That is arrival of Canada geese. That means migratory birds arriving there. We can see that in the month of May. We can also see the fruit trees which are blossoming, which are fully blossomed in the month of May. But then they are telling all these things happen all around the year. For example, John Havers, the expert fisherman, is currently. Now currently means presently. The word currently means presently what he is giving displays on the, what giving fisherman is currently giving displays on the lake. Okay, so he's a fisherman, so he's definitely giving the fishing displays, and he's doing it currently. So here we are seeing present times, which also means currently, right? So this is happening right now. What? Demonstration of fishing. So that's why your option C is the correct answer for 19, right? Going forward, the shop contains books about. Now that there's a shop which contains what kind of books? The genre of books are either it's animals, local tradition, the history of the park. So these three based on these three topics, the books are available on the shop. So what are the type of books which are available? We will just have a look. You can see each of the section has its own seasonal calendar. Please consult the summary board at the main entrance, and the final section as we return to the reception block is the orchard. Do take time to browse around our shop. Now here is the shop. So we are looking for what is available in the shop. There is a wide selection of books. The books are available in the shop. Wide selection of what kind of books? On wildlife. It is specifically given. You can just listen to the audio further to confirm. Some of them written by local authors, and the history of farming, including organic farming, something which the park will be diversifying into the coming months. So there are only one type of books which they have mentioned here. The books are available on what? Wildlife. And your options are animals, local tradition, history of the park. So that is, first one is animals. So that is your correct option, wildlife. Okay, because no other option will be equal to local traditions, doesn't align with wildlife or the history of the park. It's animals. That's why the answer for question 20 is option A, which is animals. Okay, so that is where the questions 11 to 20 end. We have discussed multiple choice, mainly single answers, and we have discussed plan labeling today. Okay, I hope that you were able to understand or you are able to comprehend the same, right? We are that is all we are going to discuss today when it comes to questions. We are going to end it here today, and in next session we are going to meet with another group of another section with another group of questions, okay, in listening module. Till then, I hope you practice great, keep yourself safe, and if anybody is planning to give your exams in your future, rigorously practice all the modules, right, which is going to help you out when you go for the actual test. So let's end it here. We'll connect next Tuesday again with the Listening Acuity Live. Till then, you all have a great time and keep yourself safe. Goodbye.